Oh, just die. The dogs are restless and we need to eat.
I'm getting borked at right now.
Yeah, it
what are you
sounds like the
barking
beginning
at?
of a goddamn Beastie Boys song. Go for Watson.
In 2 days, Elden Ring, from the company known as From Software, will have been released.
Are they going to give us our servers back?
Yeah, they're supposed to.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
No. We'll see.
We're gonna play it on the show, though. That's for sure. I gotta look at all my souls. Bottom right corner there.
I like it.
11,979. Do you think you can?
You're so close to 12,000
You
souls.
can't handle this. All this.
I'll go back to Hammer.
Look at me.
Go back to Hammer guy.
All right. Yeah.
He always gives me a chuckle. He's so broad.
Look at him. Thick.
Boom.
He's a dense boy.
Boom.
Dense, hairy, scarred boy.
His body's like a wheat, like a shredded wheat. One of those
It cracks.
pieces.
It cracks me up that he's like, oh, better keep my gloves on. No shirt, obviously.
No shirt.
But we're gonna be safe and use an apron and gloves.
Horrific scars everywhere, but presumably his hands are snow white and soft.
Right. Just soft as a baby's bottom. All right, I can't buy anything, so I'm gonna upgrade my souls and become a little stronger. What should I upgrade?
I would upgrade your swords.
Dexterity.
Or we're not doing weapons. We're doing, like you yourself.
Look at that. No, we're doing a quality build, so I need to
okay. All right, yeah.
bump the strength up a little bit.
Yeah, hit the strength.
Because we're trying to be even on my strength and dex. I've just completely ignored everything else.
Yeah, I see that.
Now I could make my hit points higher, and be a little more like a little tougher, a little hardier. Mm-hmm. No, we're going
scrawny.
We're going straight up DPS.
Dick
That's
punching sucks.
So, I have this thing that I like doing, and it worked apparently. Is using gaming acronyms around people that like don't game a lot,
Right.
but like
right.
game a little bit.
People with friends.
So the reason that I know what DPS stands for is because my wife plays MMOs. I don't play MMOs. A new game came out recently called Lost Ark, and she's been trying to get me to play it. And I feel bad because I was like, "Isn't it an MMO?" And she's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Ugh."
I'm not a huge MMO player myself.
Yeah, it didn't do any favors for like convincing me to play. So we're gonna go to the dilapidated bridge. Because why not? I don't really know where to go at this point. I killed the. It's been a while since I played this game. I killed the cursed rotted greatwood. I think I'm about to get invaded by an NPC.
Question: why are you sort of on fire?
So my ember has been restored.
Oh, okay.
I am the ashen one.
Oh, okay. I already regret asking.
High fantasy babble.
Yeah, it really is. See, that's what I was talking about. Fantasy is interesting, but only to a point. Like, it's cool looking, but then you start talking about why everything. And sci-fi is that way, too. There's a lot of cool sci-fi concepts that just get bogged down in technical terms and mumbo-jumbo. And
Yeah, it's just...
I'm a little bit surface when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like to just sit back and enjoy it. If it doesn't outright conflict with something else, I can usually let a lot of stuff go.
Okay.
Is that how you feel about sci-fi?
Sci-fi is a weird thing for me because I'm always trying to figure out, all right, so what's happening in the world?
Right. I want to know the rules of the world and then sit back and watch you tell that story within that world.
Because there are rules with
there
sci-fi.
There should be stakes, and to make stakes, you have to establish boundaries.
And I think the reason that there are rules in science fiction is because of just the way science fiction kind of functions. Is that this is one of those things where this might be able to happen at some point if science gets I guess progressed enough.
Yeah, it builds off of existing technology. You're not starting from scratch.
We have become powerful enough
fantasy
to harness light speed.
Sure.
Cool. Light speed and light years are something that exist in science.
Robots are now sufficiently more intelligent than humans.
Right.
Go. Start from that point.
Yeah, basically.
Building off of something that either is about to happen or could theoretically happen.
And I like that.
Is a great thing about. But honestly, some of the best sci-fi, in my opinion, is stuff that almost takes that component out of it by either putting it in a very distant time from now or placing it on a different on a different planet or whatever.
So I guess what I meant by that was that
Almost like it makes it almost like an allegory automatically. Is what I'm saying.
right. But there does seem to be like this whole like almost a hint of realism with science fiction.
Well, yeah, it can't. I think it's more anchored in reality than fantasy.
Just like
Tends to
regardless
be.
of how much I want them to exist, I know that unicorns are never going to exist.
Right. Even if you're in a world and you're still having a human main character, if it's a fantasy world and unicorns exist, yeah, part of your brain is always saying to you, yeah, that's nice, but no unicorns will
Dragons
happen.
are not real.
Unless we genetically force unicorns to happen, in which case it'd be weird anyway.
And no one's ever said, like, you never see like a TikTok or YouTube video of someone going, look at this, we genetically made a dragon. You see videos of, look at our lightsaber that we built.
Yeah.
You know? And it's always like, it's never a lightsaber. It's never like a full-on lightsaber, but it's a beam of fire or something, and it melts steel. And it's like, okay, cool. So a lightsaber is science fiction and something that could happen if we worked out the science behind it.
Yeah, that's the possibility of science fiction. Is there's always that hope.
Oh God!
Or that that
I
blindsides
did
you
not
with
see
the
that
truth,
coming.
just like that guy blindsided you. I'm just not smart enough to realize that that's all babble and bullshit. But I like to live in that fantasy. Yeah, that it could happen.
It could happen.
If it's well written or well presented, I can believe a lot of things because I'm fairly dumb.
You know, I never really talked about the difference between fantasy and sci-fi. For me, that's the difference.
I like that. I like that as a working kind of definition almost of each one.
Right.
Fantasy to me kind of starts from scratch. Like I said, you can put humans in it, you can put familiar things in it, but it essentially is a world from scratch that is not our world. It may be an approximation, but it's usually distinct. Whereas sci-fi kind of warps our world and either takes it to the future or to the space or what, it builds on an existing world.
Yeah, there are people there already, and like I think that's the reason I like Star Trek so much is because that's the most realistic one for me.
And look, I know there's technical terms too, like high fantasy and hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi, and there's rules and check marks for what it has to have to constitute whatever, but these are just kind of the way we think of things.
Dude, the first time someone used the term high fantasy at me because I felt like it was a direct, like almost an insult.
It's
will
usually
you die
used
already?
condescendingly,
Jeez.
if I'm not mistaken.
No, he says, "Oh, so these novels I'm reading, they're high fantasy," and I go,
And again, did your brain just turn off, or did you just feel bad about yourself?
"No, I just said I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't care about anything else that you're about to say to me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you checked out. Why wouldn't you?
Because I'm like, you're a prick.
And you're
You know?
presenting this in the poorest possible light. I don't care if you're talking about the cure for cancer. If you present it in a shitty way, I'm going to tune out. You know?
Right.
I'm a petty person.
If you don't immediately impress me,
Well,
I'm
not
done.
even, just don't.
Impress
just
me.
Don't insult me. That's all I'm asking, really.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can-
Don't talk.
So the
down.
bar is
I'm
so-
reading high fantasy.
The bar is
there
so
are
low
separate
for-
categories. I don't know if you know this.
the bar is so low for me that not insulting me is impressing me,
Sure.
that's a bummer.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you didn't insult me. Yeah,
Right.
It's nice.
Because it's easy to do. It's so easy to push your glasses up and go, actually,
So where are you headed now?
this guy has a huge stick.
Wow, it's like a piece of a column. It looks like.
Right. He's like, I just found this part of a building and put a handle on
And
it.
I liked it, so I took it with me.
So this guy, he's a fussy boy. He's from Cairn. I think maybe his name's Cairn. I don't know.
His name's Karen.
His name's Karen, and he behaves as such. I don't care. I'm done with you.
Yeah, be done with him.
You walking around with building parts. I'm not talking to you. He's protecting someone that you run into later in the game, and she sells you stuff. That's all she does.
Oh, I see.
She's right there. You can see her through the bars. She's blind. You touch her, and she's like, "Oh, thank you."
Thank you, sir. Please.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering if your computer can run, Nix, what are you doing?
Oh, who knows?
All right. One of the Danes found something under the desk and said, "Now is the time to grab it."
See, this is why I hate Danish people.
That's silly.
No, Great Dane. Sorry. Great Dane.
So, hang on. Did I miss the character that I'm trying to find?
You
No.
might have. I don't.
He's up there. We're going to find
I
him.
think he is.
What are we talking about? Hey, there you are. Look at that
He
guy.
found him, the Michelin Knight,
He's the Michelin Knight. He's my favorite character in the entire game.
because he's shaped like an onion.
Because all he does is do this. Oh, and now he talks.
It's like a Zelda character.
He was absorbed in thought. Sorry about that. Siegward of Katarina. He's not fat. He just wears armor like that. He
Is
wears.
that the one that got bit by a tiger, or was that Roy?
Oh, that's Siegfried. This is Sigvard. He is Siegfried's replacement, and he decided to shut the show down
So he lives next to SpongeBob.
because the show is horrible. It should not exist. That's my hot take, PETA, for the day. I'm not like a hardcore animal rights activist, but
I
like,
believe in treating animals well.
but zoos are a bummer.
Zoos are a bummer.
And even the ones that are like the one near us is supposed to be one of the good ones,
I know it's not ideal.
you know?
Just that they exist is not ideal.
Right. But I know that the one is supposed to, but the one that you're like going to go camping
The
and
roadside attraction.
and you see it on the way to your
That's-
campsite,
Oof.
and there's some paper mache T-Rex out front.
I hate it. You're just bumming me out now.
You walk in there, and this is a joke that you said the other day. You walk in there, and it's just a fish tank with a lizard in it,
Yeah, basically.
and then a bunch of pictures of chemtrails.
Yeah. That's Nate Bargatze. That he nailed that. With
Oh, is that who said that?
With his visit to the Serpentarium. Look it up. It's on Netflix under the stand-ups. Yeah, all credit to Nate Bargatze. He really nailed the feel of those little cheap roadside attractions, which he nailed it just to go there. He went there because he's a comedian. He knew we'd get a story out of it.
Oh yeah, no, he goes there. He's like, I'm here
Like
for
I have
material.
a duty whenever I'm on the road to basically experience some things.
Look at
so
that
I have
view.
some stories to tell.
That's
He has a
pretty.
great story about it. But that's what they are. They're just sad little attractions where the weird, slightly shady owner, at best they're slightly shady. At worst they're like, running drugs or whatever through there.
They are always shady. Anytime I see someone on my social media feed
Mm-hmm.
that visited one, I want to slap them because I'm like, you're contributing to the problem. All right,
Yeah, it's all bad.
you're part of the problem. And they're like, it wasn't my idea, and I'm like, you paid the $30 to go pet that
You're
iguana,
not helping.
right?
The least you can do is not give them your money.
Right. That's all you got to do is not go. It's the easiest thing you could possibly do, and you can't even do that. Hang on, I gotta find this guy's ing at me, and I gotta get off the elevator at just the right time. Ha! Oh God! Oh no!
I don't think that was the right time.
Oh
I'm
no!
going to go out on a limb here and say that was the wrong time.
I got all the wrong time, baby. Sorry about that. What are we talking about?
We're
Science
talking-
fiction.
we're
Did you
talking
ever
about
figure out
science
like
fiction?
what's
Yes.
your go-to sci-fi world then?
Oh. Well, if people
It got
have
real
listened to-
political for a second there.
if people have listened to
Nope.
old episodes of ours, definitely they would notice that I frequent the Duneverse. I like Dune a lot.
Yeah, but
I
is
like
that your favorite world? Because that world's a
I'm
bummer.
not saying it's my favorite world, but it is one that I find more interesting than most.
Is it weird that I didn't even think about Dune when I was thinking science fiction?
No, it's not weird at all. You were thinking it as a generalized concept.
No. I'm thinking for me, science fiction. There's like two places where I go every time. And
Wars and Trek.
yeah, Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know
Well,
what
I'm
that
an
says
adult,
about me.
So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Asimov, and you can go fuck yourself. That's basically what I'm saying.
I can do that too. I have the technology
Like
for that.
I feel like that guy talking about high fantasy with you. I'm just gonna talk down. to
Right.
you.
Be like, you know what? I only listen to Dune.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about hard sci-fi?
The-
Which Dune's not. By the way, Dune is not. Hard
The
sci-fi.
band Dune. Surely there's a band out there called Dune or Atreides or something stupid like
They're
that.
probably a surf rock band though from Southern California, and it has nothing to do. I know that Grimes made a Dune concept album. Don't look it up. It sucks. No, you were asking me what some of my actual favorite
yeah.
sci-fi worlds were.
Yeah, your go-to sci-fi world, so to speak.
You know what's a fun sci-fi world to think about all the possibilities of is the Back to the Future world.
I died
They do
again.
establish
I jumped off the wrong
some
side.
yeah, you really whiffed it there.
Really screwed the pooch on
That's
that
all
one.
right.
I got my lost souls
Load it
back.
right back up. You get those souls back, you'll be all right.
All right.
They established some fun rules, and it's fun to think about timelines and stuff like that. I like thinking about that one. I like the Blade Runner one, but you said that about the Dune one being kind of a bummer, and I think that about the Blade Runner one, and I didn't want to say that.
Do you like worlds that are a bummer?
Yeah. I do like the world that I most frequent are not chipper.
They're not nice
chipper.
places.
They're not chipper.
No.
You know, they're just not. I don't know why. Like I feel like I can only exist in an overly optimistic universe for a little while
Sure.
before it just all kind of feels fake. Like I'm of the school of thought that George Romero's Day of the Dead is the best of his original Dead trilogy.
Okay.
So if you have the first one, Night of the Living Dead, is a commentary about society in regards to like race and class. The second movie, Dawn of the Dead, is about consumerism and society in that lens.
Is it because they're in a mall?
And the third one is about kind of the military complex and society from that point of view. It is by far the bleakest one. And it is my absolute favorite.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
I adore it. It's such a great movie. It's so fucking bleak, in the best way. Blade Runner.
Like, I am
also
so
bleak,
sad right now.
You know, super bleak. The Mist. I love that. That ending to a movie is bleaker than the actual story.
He's not supposed to come in here.
I'm not gonna spoil The Mist for anybody, but yeah, The Mist is dope. If you want a dark ending, watch that movie. What about you? Do you need a happy ending? Do you like dark endings? Do you not care either way as long as it's well told?
I don't mind a sad
I don't mind
ending.
either. I don't mind either.
I don't mind. I like The Mist messed me up, man. Because I'm like...
Yeah.
So here's what happened. I'm watching The Mist. By the way, we're talking about The Mist with Thomas Jane.
Right. The movie based on the Stephen King story.
I watched The Mist with Thomas Jane.
That's Frank Darabont, isn't it?
Yes.
Director of Shawshank.
Yes. And I go back to read the short story after watching the movie, and I'm like, hang on. Hang on. This isn't right. And I'm referring to the ending of the short story where
You shouldn't spoil.
where things go a certain way.
Yeah.
They go a drastically different way.
A different way. Yeah, let's say that.
I am...
And it messed
I need to
James up.
stop
That's what
trying
he's
to do
saying,
this.
And you need to stop doing what you're doing.
I'm trying to like talk and play the game, and it's hard, man. You gotta focus. I'm literally all I'm doing is trying to jump onto a ledge.
You know what was really hard? It was really hard when
Sorry.
when Brock quit and Brock stopped being their bodyguard on the Venture Brothers.
Or should just say, you know what's really hard? Whenever Brock fought Molotov cocktease.
Oh, we were all hard during that fight.
You're like, hey, I like this. This is all right.
Oh, yeah. So he left. I assumed like they were playing on that thing where people would assume that he would be back the next season. He would be back kind of in the same role within
Brock?
a few episodes. But hopefully by season 4, we're up to season 4 now.
Oh, we missed something about season 3 in the last episode.
What did we miss?
That's when the show went HD.
Is that when they made the jump?
Yes, the first 2 seasons are standard definition, and season 3 is whenever they're like, all right, I guess we all have widescreen TVs now.
Well, I think I told you that too. That's when the animation really clicks in. So that tracks.
They kind of find it's still kind of stylized in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Second season, they start to become a little more human-like, so to speak.
Well, if you look at Jackson Publick's original sketches and kind of his own art style as far as illustration goes, it's very much more the first season.
Have
I
we
think
actually talked? Have we
2
actually
and
said
3
this
is more
episode that we're talking?
animation.
Have we actually said this episode that we're talking about the Venture Brothers?
We're talking Venture Brothers season 4. It's Venture
Okay,
Brothers
good.
Corner. And it was really hard at the end of season 3 when Brock left.
Yeah, it was just sad.
But I really, really love. How do you love that that opening anymore? It's a whole Marvel extravaganza. There's so many references.
Yes.
We could do a whole episode just on that. But it also deep dives into Sergeant Hatred and his relationship with the boys and with the the Ventures in general, where he kind of fits in. Then it gives you really great Brock and Hank stuff. You get a little shore leave. It's a great episode.
I love the references in the show. It's by far my favorite part. Dun da 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 dun.
It feels very curated, doesn't it? Like it just feels like it was handpicked. Every individual reference is handpicked by someone to go, huh. I hope the 10 people who understand this get a good chuckle out of it.
Da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da.
I think that's one of the most viewed clips from the show. Is that the suit up scene.
A clip that I've been sending everyone is probably not from season 4, but so spoiler alert for the entire show.
Sure.
It is submit to my toast. Well, my pleasure toast.
Look, you don't really have to spoil for that one. That's a special and it's a standalone episode. That's from the Halloween episode. So
yeah.
It's fine.
That was season 5, episode 1.
It fits into that timeline, and they tell you kind of when you can tell when it happened. It happens kind of between episodes in season 5. 4, though, I mean, you talk about "Ignore Me" being one of your favorite.
Ignore me, because it's great.
This season 4, probably has one of your favorite episodes. I'm guessing, right? You know which one I'm talking about?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory because you're probably right. I just don't remember why.
2 words. Kevin Conroy.
Oh yeah, Captain Sunshine.
Captain Sunshine gets a new Wonder Boy. It's Hank.
Here, put on the lube. Make sure to use the powder.
Suggested application is to the buttocks and inner thighs.
Hey, this fits a lot better now.
How does that sound? Like a sweetheart deal. That's such a dream of an episode too. Just to get Kevin Conroy to do a Batman-esque character. And to play on all the Batman and Robin jokes that they've done over the years. Just really nail it. Oh, love that episode.
Gotcha. All right. Did you survive, Sigurd? Oh, my onion boy survived. That makes me happy. I'm so happy about that right now. I feel like this game does some stuff where it puts little nooks and crannies for you to hide in, so the giant enemy can't kill you.
Surely that's the product of just good level design. You know, where you're playing through it, beta testing or whatever, going, there's no place for me to go here, and I just keep getting pounded in the ground like a tent pole. So could you maybe
put a little sprinkle,
put a little alcove there, so I could maybe have some place to
put a little something there for me to take advantage of.
That's what I feel like,
because I'm no longer progressing in the game, and it's not fun anymore. And here's the thing, Dark Souls is work.
You're doing work when you play this game.
Dark Souls,
even if you're trying to play it at the most casual level like we are now, it's still frustratingly repetitive.
It can be fun, but it's work.
You got to find the fun.
At first, it's going to be work. So just something to keep in mind there. I have to shoot this. How do I aim the bow and arrow again? I forget. Look at this guy. You look silly. There we go.
Yeah.
Trying to shoot this body down here. What's your favorite quote from the Captain Sunshine episode of Venture Brothers?
Ooh, that's a good one. Is that the episode where they introduced Ghost Robot?
I don't know.
Because Captain Sunshine is on a super team, and there's the different members of the team, and one of them is Ghost Robot. So if I'm thinking correctly, that is the episode where they introduce him, which I believe it is. I am a ghost trapped in the head of a robot. That's probably my favorite.
Silly. It's ridiculous.
He's an excellent character, and they use him again in season 5. It's
they
great.
Absolutely do.
He pops up from that one line to a whole episode where he's one of the main characters. Anyway.
My favorite quote is something you're going to have to refresh my memory on.
All right.
It is...
I'll tell you your favorite quote then.
Thank you for telling... Because I know that you know what it is.
Sure.
It's something about we're going to be on the news.
Oh, yeah. It's Captain Sunshine. We got to get out of here. We're going to be on the news.
And I'm just like, hang on, what?
Because he's Chuck Scarsdale.
What a news name, too.
Yeah, the whole action news team. That's his team. Weatherbot 5000, or I forget the weather robot's name. That's Ghost Robot. He plays... They're a whole news team that... By
That's
night
right.
fights crime.
So he is in the episode then.
So
Ghost Robot.
Yeah.
So something tells me that whenever they tapped Kevin Conroy to be in that episode, they didn't have to beg.
I think that he got right away what they were doing.
He's like, I know.
And I was like, I'm down. You've gotten who to be on this show? Okay, you've gotten some good people to be on this show. This is a legitimate show that gets good voice actors. It gets good critical recognition. And yeah, I understand this concept. I know this character, and I don't get asked to play this character. This kind of morally kind of ambiguous seeming character.
It's a spoof on Batman and Superman
kind of combined
at the same time.
And really, they pull it off.
They do. At first, I wasn't sure about it because I'm like, all right, so I get you're going for the Batman thing, but Batman doesn't have any powers, and
it
you
seems
know what?
sloppy at first.
I'm being nitpicky,
but it's not. It's really he's his own character, and you get what they're doing.
You're being pawed right now by a dog who's
Sorry,
accepted
I'm gonna have
you.
to give some attention to this dog.
You remember whenever these dogs wanted to eat you?
Yeah. Well, the other one.
The big one might
It's
still
touch
want to.
and go sometimes.
She
I'm
might.
not gonna.
She might eat you.
I don't count that battle one. But yeah, this one's my buddy. We're buds now. You're a good girl. Yes.
Mind the critters.
So yeah,
Mind the local wildlife here.
You as a huge comic fan, and especially as a huge Batman fan, I'm sure, yeah, you nitpicked it a little bit when you started to see it. Because as soon as you know what they're doing, you go, yeah, I've seen this before. I get it. You're going to make some jokes. Ha, ha, ha.
It's always the small, tiny enemies in this game that... Look at that thick book.
That bring you down. That is a huge... They refer to that as a tome?
That was the Braille Divine Tome of Karen. And in the very first page...
Worst undead settlement I've ever been to.
In the very first page, it lists you instructions on how to reach the manager of Dark Souls.
How many times are you going to kill this rat?
Dude, I've killed this rat tons of times.
Huge rats everywhere. 0 stars.
I don't believe they exist, the ROUSs.
And Fog. What is this, a Ridley Scott movie? Yeah, I can just imagine Karen's Yelp review of this place.
You know, there's a sci-fi show that I've been watching that you just reminded me of. And it's called Raised by Wolves. It's an HBO Max original.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Ridley Scott, yeah.
I texted you the other day when I was watching one of the episodes of the new season 2 of... It's getting kind of pieced out. Gone are the days of seasons just coming out all at once.
Oh, I know, right? I'm waiting for it to all come out before I watch season 2.
And that sucks because I want that to happen. I miss whenever I could just watch a whole show at the same time, you know?
I'm mostly just giving myself time to rewatch season 1 because it's been so long I forgot what happened.
Me too. So I'm watching season 2.
Quote unquote waiting for it to... No, I'm just rewatching 1.
I'm watching season 2 and I'm going hang on, why
Wait, what?
Wait.
Hey, what? Whoa. Who's that? Okay, yeah. Where do we leave them
I
off?
have no memory of this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I worked it out, though. I figured it out. I figured out what was going on. Ridley Scott, you have some serious mommy issues.
Yeah, he's a real weirdo.
If that wasn't apparent with this whole Mama Queen Alien Sigourney Weaver thing, it's
I
even
think a
more
lot
apparent.
of the... I will say a lot of the weirdness from the Alien franchise, I think a lot of that, it's probably H.R. Giger. That's more than Ridley. Ridley story-wise and whatnot, sure, but visuals, I don't want to blame all that on Ridley.
My
That's
name
a lot of
is Giger.
It's Giger.
H.R. Giger.
When they think of robot penises that are somehow also on aliens, I want them to think Giger.
I drew all these slimy penises because mother didn't love me.
First, you have to realize that all art is a rape fantasy. Like he talks like that. That's the kind of shit that he says.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating either.
Anyway, yeah, you know, you guys are nerds.
Oh boy, got my souls back. Oh boy.
Finally.
But I'm gonna die.
Oh, just die. The dogs are restless and we need to eat.
I'm getting borked at right now.
Yeah, it
What are you
sounds like the
borking
beginning
at?
of a goddamn Beastie Boys song.
That was intense just now.
Oh, stop it. We're going to get copyright stricken.
I already told you I can sing anything I want.
Oh, I keep telling you, it's not true.
That's not how that works. I'm doing a cover song. It's a tribute.
It's a tribute. Your Honor, if you'll refer to the Tenacious D versus the Devil case, I believe I can cite precedents.
But anyway, if you're looking for a new sci-fi show, Raised by Wolves is on HBO Max.
Definitely. I gotta watch.
It's weird.
It's so deliciously weird. The first season, oh man, it's eyeball popping good.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. How weird it is.
It feels in that way a little bit like Dune, that they're just kind of seeding things that are deeper and just they seem very weird because it's just not been explained, but you can tell it's thought out. That's how it strikes me. Now I don't know that Raised by Wolves is that well thought out because obviously the Dune universe is
I think it's great.
novels and novels long, but yeah, I'm enjoying where Raised by Wolves is kind of teasing things. I like it.
It is reaching a point. I love the show. I love Raised by Wolves. I think it's wonderful. It is reaching a point of cringe that kind of makes me feel icky.
There's a heightened level to some of the drama. It does feel kind of operatic.
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 Yeah, we'll go with that.
I think you're correct. Yeah. But yeah, that's where it always, like everything, there's a higher sense of drama and tension, like kind of but in a very stylized way. That to me is very, operatic.
Yeah, it's they're going for like scenery and going, wow, did you see that? Wasn't that cool?
Does it seem like they kind of want to be like the Hannibal of sci-fi shows? Like Hannibal tried to stylize murder and cannibalism that way too, right?
They're trying to stylize it in shocking imagery, yes.
Shocking imagery and intellectualism and philosophy and a heaping dose of atheism.
Oh, yeah. Big old chunk of it. Whoa, where'd you come from, Mr. Sir? You just take it easy. All I'm trying to do is get back to a bonfire. And I'm trying to do it in one piece. And it is. They're called evangelizers.
They're called dicks.
The big fat ladies are called evangelizers.
Oh, yeah, I remember we discussed them.
And they're the only enemies in the game that, like, talk to you. They say weird things to you.
Women. They just won't shut up, am I right?
And they also like to squeeze you.
Just kidding. I love
just squeeze the life
women.
out of you.
They're great people.
All right, I gotta take care of this
deal with
dog.
this, Dane.
I gotta deal with this dig.
Find the bonfire another time.
We're gonna get there.
No, we're not. These rats are gonna kill you, and I'm just gonna start relentlessly negging you.
You're being really mean, man.
Seems like
Yeah,
you missed your nap time, bro.
that's the idea. All right, that rat's over there. He's gonna have to wait till next time.
Yeah, he might just.
Because I am absolutely filthy.
In the meantime, WJ_don't play on Twitter. Watson&James @gmail.com. Watson James Podcast.